Just keep it flying.
Keep it flying? And why do you want to keep it flying?
Why would anybody want to erase our heritage?
Well, some people would say that flag symbolizes racism, it symbolizes slavery, and they might have some valid points there.
That's their opinion. They're welcome to their opinion if they want it.
Are you pro-slavery or against slavery?
I have no comment.
My man takes death before dishonor very, very seriously. He is no snitch, people. Because when they asked him, are you pro or anti-slavery? He couldn't just say no, of course, because the answer is yes. He's pro-slavery, but it's not just any yes. It's a very convoluted yes. It's a very complicated yes. Of course, there has to be some type of intricate backstory about how the institution and the mechanics of slavery, provided order and helped those monkeys from overseas to have some type of civilization and some house training. And now, because, blacks are in society with anything at all, it's all because of slavery. It's probably going to be some along those lines. But again, he couldn't just say no because that wasn't his answer. And I always point this out that, these people vote, these people vote, these people vote. And it's not just in federal elections, but they vote in local elections and they get involved and they're activists. So we just have to be just as strong on the other end.
Thank you for the interview.
I'll give you one more chance. Pro or anti-slavery?
No comment.
Now, one of the things that we talk about here at TYT all the time is how the forces of authoritarianism are always alive, well, present, and directly around the corner. One of the biggest reasons for that is because however we structure our society, at the end of the day, is some type of reflection of human nature and how we communicate with one another. And authoritarianism has been very prevalent ever since we've had organized society. Democracies typically don't last very long, and it's why it's something that everybody needs to fight diligently for by being a part of the process and just educating yourselves on community and how everything around us works. Now, one of the bigger reasons that we talk about this all the time here is because we know that the forces of authoritarianism are becoming stronger and stronger in this country with every passing week. The way they're robbing women of their abortion rights, the way they're taking away our voting rights, and the way that the Republican Party is going after the legal system as a whole. And so this is why it's very important for us to become as educated as possible and to educate our friends and our family on how community works and how politics works, because it's bigger than midterms and presidential elections. If we get involved in our communities, that's really where we can make the biggest differences.
I'll give you one more opportunity to say if you're pro or anti-slavery.
No comment.
All right. Well, there you have it. No comment on the if you're in favor of slavery or not.
But back to my man here, he was no comment. And then he just took his stuff and he started walking over to the rest of his friends and his pals over there who were, pro-slavery or whatever, and, totally just, keep our heritage alive. And then you ask them about, well, what about the part about slavery? Oh, well, they don't have much to say, but it's hilarious because he was like, wait, man, I'm going to give you another opportunity. Asked him again. No comment. Dude, one more time, because you realize that this is likely to go viral. And he had to have known that in some capacity that people were going to see it. So again, for him to have said no comment, he couldn't have just said, no, of course I'm not pro-slavery. And then he could have, rambled on about some nonsense about the other things that he's, pro-Confederacy for. However, you can't really do that without saying, yeah, I'm pro-slavery, because that's the bedrock of what the Confederacy was.
Everybody knows Joe Biden did that.
So we want to hear what regular people like yourself think about gas prices.
I got some stickers in there with Joe Biden, and I go around gas pumps and say, I did that. And as long as I have stickers, I'll be making sure everybody knows Joe Biden did that.
So I'm sure you've seen the stickers on gas pumps. The ones pointing at the price with a picture of Joe Biden that says, "This is my fault," or something to that effect. This woman is one of the people that's been putting those stickers on gas pumps, which is really funny because if there's one thing I know about Republicans, it's that they love to talk about how great capitalism is, and they love to talk about how much they hate socialism and how socialism is so evil. But think about this for 1 second. The reality is that Joe Biden has a very minimal impact on gas prices. Now, theoretically, Theoretically, Joe Biden could use war powers or emergency powers in order to put in place price controls or temporarily nationalize portions of the oil economy to keep prices down, but short of those heavy-handed measures, there's not really much that he could actually do to impact the gas prices, outside of course, maybe starting a war for oil. But no American president would ever do that, would they? So why do Republicans focus on this? I mean, the reality is just pure hypocrisy. They love to criticize Democratic presidents about gas prices because they know that ultimately working class people depend on low gas prices because we have car dependent infrastructure. Now, Republicans, of course, can't propose that we have any type of public transit, and they also can't propose that we nationalize the oil industry to keep prices down. No, they just want to use this as an excuse to criticize Democrats, which there's plenty of ways to criticize Democrats, but this really isn't one of them, because what the Republicans really want is they want to give even more power to gas companies to increase prices. Because think about it, these Republicans love capitalism, and what is happening right now is not the result of Joe Biden single-handedly increasing gas prices because he just likes more expensive gas. No, what is happening right now is oil companies realizing that they can do price gouging without any recourse. That both Democrats and Republicans agree that any type of real economic controls on gas companies would just be too much. And because of that, we just all have to deal with these increasing gas prices. So if she really wanted to do something about gas prices, she would recognize that not only is this not Joe Biden's fault, but it is also the fault of capitalism itself. The entire system that we have is about our economy not being democratically controlled, but being controlled by executives and those with capital. That is, after all, what capitalism means. So if you really want gas prices to go down, I hate to break it to you, but socialism is really the only way to make sure that prices reflect the democratic needs of the public and not the personal interests of just a handful of executives. The only reason you see these Republicans putting these stickers all over the place is because they're trying to take something that is an obvious symptom of capitalism and blame it on the Democratic Party, which, to some sense, is true, because the Democratic Party is, by and large, a capitalist party, but it's not like the Republicans are gonna make anything better.